Today's episode of Mob Rules is brought to you by proving this isn't scripted by having Dave say something funny right now.
I banged my mom.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And just like Dave's mom, we're coming early this week.
I was going to say, what was funny about that? It's just factual.
It was me saying it.
LVO week in full swing, releasing 2 full days early on Wednesday instead of Friday.
You're welcome, people.
You're welcome, Mom and Dad, who are the only people who actually download this show, as we slowly turn into a dice company. Pack by pack.
Oh my God, we are so out of dice, aren't we?
We have less than 100 left.
Oh, man.
So which is
does that include
times.
ones that we have reserved?
Yes.
Oh,
yep.
okay.
Yep,
Okay.
it does. I took those away. I almost want to increase the price of the remaining dice
Because of scarcity.
because of scarcity, but I also
Supply and demand, baby. That's the rule. That's the.
I also
the way the
won them
world
out of
works.
my house. So there's kind of a couple of things going on. So yeah, welcome to this LVO special, I guess. I am John, joined as always by
Dave.
And Danny.
and we are here going through kind of our last minute preps, things we're doing for LVO, things we're excited for again, and then just I don't know. Just a little free shooting the shit. I know I'm 100% painted. Dave, you're 100% painted.
I've been 100% painted for like 2 weeks, which
Danny,
is surprising.
I am 100% not.
You decided to start a team tournament, and when I'm like, yeah, we'll do the team tournament, Danny, just make your Iron Hands list a little smaller. We're gonna be like, oh no, I'll just paint an entire new Chaos Space Marine army list in your color scheme.
Hold on. Danny decided? No. I was here for that meeting. John said, Danny, we should do the team tournament. And Danny went, I don't. And you went, cool, we're in. And Danny said, okay.
Well, I mean, his credit card statement says otherwise because he bought the ticket for it.
Yeah. That was maybe a mistake. I don't know. We'll see.
Possibly. We can still do Iron Hands Night Lords.
Yeah. Well, so that's a backup.
Friends
Backup to
forever.
the backup, right?
Yeah, backup to the backup.
No way, you got to get Aramon on the table. He looks good.
Yeah, he's turning out nice.
Yeah.
Isn't the purple really easy to paint?
Yeah, no, I'm only doing the Thousand Suns purple. The Night Lords will be Night Lords.
Didn't you already? And you already had Night Lords painted, didn't you?
Not the ones that I'm taking.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Of course,
That sounds,
right?
I
Yeah.
think-
that sounds just like me and Cody last year for the team tournament. About 2
Danny's
weeks out
team
from
tournament
Vegas.
contains literally 0 models he is using for anything else that weekend. My half of the team tournament list is literally remove 1,000 points from my LVO list.
Solid.
I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm excited, but non-LVO stuff. Danny, you and I are part of a league that's happening right now.
We are.
Real life got in the way, unfortunately, for your league game this period.
I had to miss.
Handing Danny the big L through, what's the word I'm looking for? Attrition? No, not attrition, I guess.
Through
Scheduling.
Yeah, I would say scheduling.
Truly.
Logistics, if you will.
Truly.
Logistics. That's what I like. That. That's a good word.
Truly,
Nice.
Warhammer League's greatest enemy, scheduling logistics. Claims more armies than any Space Marine army currently.
I don't know. The Space Marines have a high win rate.
They do. So does attrition.
Well, at least in this matchup, the Night Lords won one game.
That's fair.
So, because we were going to do a Night Lord versus Night Lord game. That was my opponent was this week. So
Ooh.
he's moving on.
But yeah, I played my first league game. It's a 1,500 point Highlander league.
Yep.
I used it as an excuse to use things I haven't used or haven't used in a long time. So I have 0 vehicles on my list, which turn one, I was like, oh shit, I should have bought a Rhino. But turns out,
No, walking berserkers across the
turns
board.
out walking things slowly across the board with a 3-up save and 1 wound. Not primo.
I disbelieve.
Not Gucci.
No
They got-
Gucci.
Even after the buffs of Psychic Awakening?
Did you use the Berserker's stratagem on him?
Oh, absolutely. 9 inches forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mitigated a couple things because I had like 10 Noise Marines, I had 14 Berserkers, I had Karn, I had a really worthless Master of Executions.
No.
I had 10 Warp Talons. I had like 50 Cultists just for CP. Some Terminators and a couple other things there too.
Are you guys Alpha Legion, John?
Oh yeah, they're all World Leaders and Alpha Legion.
Okay.
So the World Eaters, the Corn Berserkers in Karn, the first thing I did was the strat to move them 9 inches closer.
Nice.
Because I'm like, okay, we're going to do this here, move it up. Yep. And then I dirtily warp timed them into a Venerable Dreadnought.
That is dirty. I would think Corn Berserkers would be like, no psychic powers.
So, I mean, they still got a turn 1 charge, but it's...
Oh, man. Jeez, John, this sounds awful.
I had to burn 1 CP. If I know I had to burn multiple, so here's what I did. So I had a Watch Captain, because my opponent was playing Death Watch, a Watch Captain hiding behind a ruin within 12 inches of my Berserkers, but not necessarily within the 6-inch charge that I would want to make. So I used the strat to give them a 6-inch consolidate.
Nice.
And then wrapped his Venerable Dreadnought and his Watch Captain turn 1. And then I just wailed on his Watch Captain with 5 Corn Berserkers, which put out a lot of attacks.
Yeah, it turns out.
Surprising, yeah.
World Eater Corn Berserkers as well, which get an extra attack.
Yep.
So they did all of their punching, and then my opponent was like, all right, okay, so my turn was like, oh, no, I get to punch again now. And because your Watch Captain's dead, they're all punching the Venerable Dreadnought, who they took down to 1 wound.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Which was great. Yeah, I was like all for it. They were kind of down in power a little bit because I went second. But thankfully my opponent focused on obliterators. I had 3 obliterators there. They died pretty quickly, but man, did they absorb a lot of fire. So
Perfect.
That's what they do. Noise Marines, dude, I've never ran Noise Marines before, and they are just primo.
They're very annoying.
They're very annoying. They took out Veteran Bike Squad.
Hell yeah.
No, I did Endless Cacophony them to shoot again. But yeah, they took out an entire Veteran Bike Squad. They had the Black Star cool Deathwatch jet thing fly over them.
Oh, cool.
And it killed 3 of them, but then they did 2 wounds back to it from like just shooting back when they're dying.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, these guys are, and they're solid. They're cheap for their points.
Yep.
So I think kind of post LVO, I'm going to be having kind of solidly Noise Marines in there because what they offer, but a lot of the times I'm like, well, I don't want to put it in that because that's going to die before it does anything. Whereas the Noise Marines kind of negate that by the fact that no matter what, they're going to shoot at least once.
Yep.
And I got Prescients and Veterans of the Long War on them, so they did a lot of damage to a lot of things.
Hot.
Maybe even look at doing Emperor's Children ones because
Yeah.
those have some really cool strats for them.
Yeah,
sure.
and they were Emperor's Children works really well with Plasma Terminators as well.
Oh,
which is
yeah,
the build
for
I
sure.
have there too. So definitely some things I'm looking at. Warp Talons were a little disappointing outside of Night Lords, I think.
Oh,
sad.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I dropped them down. I had this big, nice long line, but it's still a 9-inch charge. You know, and it's just with rerolls, you're like, oh, and if you don't make it, then they're kind of 2 attack Lightning Claw guys.
So, okay, that's fair. What are you running them as Alpha Legion?
Yeah.
Would you consider running them as World Eaters?
Oh, absolutely. So, like, looking at the way I split it up, I literally put my league list together, like, in 20 minutes because I was like, shit, it's due. Let's just throw it
Same.
in.
Like
looking
a
at my
homework essay.
Yeah, like looking at my list now, I would drop 4 Berserkers for a Rhino. I would move the Terminators over to the World Eaters detachment so I could make them Red Butchers.
Okay.
And I would move the Lightning Claws across as well. Sorry, the Warp Talons across for that extra attack for all those guys there. Because the Warp Talons, I mean, over several rounds of combat, they did eventually kill his Watchmaster. But again, it's like invulnerables.
Yeah. So
I fucked up big. Frag cannons. Who knew? Don't charge when you're within 8 inches of a
Oh,
frag cannon.
yeah, for sure, dude.
Yeah, my Demon Prince was taken down to a single wound through Overwatch from frag cannons.
ouch.
That's brutal.
Yeah. He did wipe the rest of the squad, but he's
that's
kind of
good.
like out in the open, just, hey, shoot me.
So this is a Highlander League, which for those that don't understand means you can only have one of any type of unit except for troops, right?
Yes.
So did you use the Berserkers as troops and therefore you had multiple units of Berserkers?
No, I used them as troops, but I did not have multiple units of them. Just
Okay.
one big unit.
Okay.
Because that way, just the World Eater stratagems are amazing. But I want to be selfish. I want to get the maximum benefit out of it.
Right.
So like if I have this big unit, one, it's more likely to survive outside of Rhino, which I explicitly didn't take. My Master of Executions did nothing.
That makes me sad.
Without a transport or a delivery system, he's just shit. Because otherwise he's just really slowly running across the table, which is what he did for me. And like when he's running up beside a blob of Corn Berserkers, as soon as the Berserkers touch anything, it's dead. So then I just have sort of this master of execution just cheerleading behind, like, great job. So almost want to kind of split him off and move him up a different side or do something differently next time with him. I also used the Alpha Legion stratagem to infiltrate my Noise Marines.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Ooh.
So they had kind of a nice little ruin hold, which I really like doing that. I think that's super solid as well.
So what are you using for Noise Marines? Actual Noise Marines?
Actual Noise Marines.
Oh, yeah? Where'd you find them?
Yeah. I bought a bunch of Danny's Old Chaos stuff.
I had a unit of 10.
You had a unit of 10.
-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
10 plus 2 sets of arms, which I'm going to make into 2 more Noise Marines.
Cool.
I have literally not seen a Noise Marine model since. I mean, I believe you have them. I'm not saying you don't. You don't have to whip it out.
Well,
Joe.
let me grab this shoebox right
God,
here.
dude. Jeez, Dave.
Christ. I hadn't. So
Even rebase
So
them
these
onto
are,
32s.
Nice.
these are the fine cast ones
Yeah.
Yeah, the arm.
on plastic bodies, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So the last time I actually saw a Noise Marine, it looked like the one that they re-released.
Oh, nice.
Oh, with the guitar.
And I actually own 5 of them. So I've never seen that particular Noise Marine model
I
before.
really like the model. The gun's really cool.
Yeah.
It fits with the whole aesthetic.
It does. It works really well.
But no, they were really the stars of the show just because they were so annoying. Berserkers were really good just because they're berserkers and they're going to blend things. Karn was good. I kept him away from the berserkers because if you roll a 1, you do a mortal wound to a unit near you. And I didn't want him killing all of my berserkers. And with the sheer amount of dice I was rolling for Karn every turn, I'm glad I kept him the fuck away from my berserkers. Because every turn, I got prescience off on him 2 turns. So he's Death of False Emperor on 5. So every turn he was getting anywhere between 15 and 20 hits, always hitting on 2s.
Brutal.
Yeah, he was brutal.
I
also found out there's no way not to overcharge his plasma pistol, which is just such a wonderful Karn thing to do. There isn't firing modes. The only mode is if you roll a 1, you take a mortal wound. So I'm like, well, I'm presciencing this guy every turn I plan to fire that gun.
But at least it's overcharged all the time too, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. But it was a good game. Like I said, my opponent was pure Deathwatch. Special ammo, I still hate with a passion.
It's really good.
It's really good. You don't get a rapid fire, it's sure, but holy cow, wounding everything on 2s just meant the buckets of dice were coming.
Any combination of them are.
Yep. And I just ignored his little Deathwatch jet thingy because I'm like, well, I could fly my Demon Prince at it and wipe it out, but then my Demon Prince wouldn't wipe out all this stuff over here. So
Did he actually wipe out anything over there?
he did. Yeah. He
Okay.
finished off a Dread. He finished off a Librarian. I essentially charged him at anything with Storm Shields
Smart.
because he has the Demon Sword that ignores invulnerable
Oh,
saves.
nice. Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, my Demon Prince in all my games is just his sole mission is to, I was like, okay, well, it has an invulnerable save on your side of the table. They're like this, and this. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Fucking die.
And he just, I just
Here I come.
suicide yeet him into just whatever I want dead with invulnerable saves because I know the rest of my army can dish out enough damage, but it's those damn 3-ups that I cannot get past. Like I sat and I watched Ray, my opponent, make 10 3-up invulnerable saves. I'm like, you piece of shit. He's like, you're winning. And I'm like, I don't care. That is statistically wrong.
The best kind of wrong.
As long as the sportsmanship was there.
It was.
There was a lot of fuck you, Ray.
No, he was a great
The
opponent. And
worst.
I saved up all my good sportsmanship for our next round where I am paired against John Miller.
You're gonna need it all.
I mean,
I'm going to need all my positive energy. I'm not going to win that game because, again, I'm running foot Marines up a table.
No, that's
you
not
got
true.
him.
You totally have this.
Just use
you'll
all
win
of
it
your-
hands down because, as John has proven in the past, he never brings a real list. So
Great. So now when he
That's
beats...
just always excuse.
Great. So now when he beats me, it's going to be like, and I beat you and it wasn't even a real list.
oh yeah, no, you have to win 100%.
Oh yeah. If
Yeah.
you win, you're out.
Yeah. I'm just kicked out of everything.
Yeah.
You're out of the community.
Danny
actually.
and I are showing up. We're also taking baby's first board.
No, it's my board.
Nope,
I'm
that's
baby.
it.
It's my first board. But yeah, super fun game. Definitely going to be painting my Warp Talons now. Like I see value in them. I just want to play with some tricks. Like I don't want to just do the standard. Yeah, I'm just going to make them Night Lords, make them 3d6 plus 4-inch charge.
So there's some combos and stuff that you can get them up to a plus 3-inch charge.
Okay.
But we can talk about that
Yeah,
at some point.
We'll
But
talk
yeah,
about
that's
that. But I kind of want to. I kind of want to not do the
I mean, you could probably just rewatch the
meta
the
thing.
Chaos Psychic Awakening and figure out how to get the +3.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm trying to avoid things everyone's doing, not just because I'm a special snowflake, but like
lies.
all the main chaos stuff that's going around just now. I'm like, well, I don't want to be doing stuff and have it nerfed in like 2 months,
That's
3
fair.
months. So
Yeah, if you win with garbage, then you never
Yeah,
have
and
to,
if
you
I-
never have to worry about
if I
losing
just
it.
consistently play garbage, then I won't have to worry about it being nerfed. I mean, I'm looking at the Sisters Codex,
Perfect.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, man, all of the
Really
units I
good
like
strategy.
are terrible. Perfect. It's the army for me. Dave, what you been up to?
Other than completely finishing up everything before last weekend, right? That's when the back-to-backs was last
Yep,
weekend.
last
Oh
weekend
yeah.
was back to
Also,
back.
I almost died of flu.
Yeah, really
in the last 2
appreciate
weeks.
you sharing that with the rest of us.
It's actually cystic fibrosis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just kidding, it wasn't. Yeah, sorry, that was dark. Sorry, guys.
Yikes.
Thanks. You're welcome.
So we set out. I set out to have everything 3 LVO ready by our back-to-back RTTs. One out in the valley at MJ's and one at Tier 1. And I managed to make it. Got everything done.
That's awesome, dude.
Went out to MJ's and for the 3rd tournament in a row, drew Rob Porter first round.
Nice.
With,
Hey, did you leave a gap by your Thunderfire cannons?
I left a gap, but I didn't leave a gap that he could get into.
It was just big enough for his dick.
It's a pretty small gap.
No, I actually left a very, very large gap this time
Oh.
to entice him into it.
Oh, it was a trick.
What was
Because
the trick
there was a wall, a ruin.
Sucker hole. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, come on,
Glory hole for Rob.
come on, redeploy over here and then step through the wall and charge me. Because I was 12 inches away from the wall itself, which meant he had to come through the wall in order to charge me.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to be on my side, and I was like, bring it. And he was like, no. So he charged.
I'm really surprised he didn't make a really bad play.
So he,
I was so close to getting him to make a mistake.
I know, right?
And then he just didn't.
I would have won that game if it wasn't for this one thing, him not falling for this terrible ploy.
well, so here's the thing is, he did technically fall for the terrible ploy. So he brought in his same two characters again, a chaplain with chainsword and the Smash Captain. The Smash Captain charged the Whirlwind Scorpius. He has a relic. He can't be overwatched or something like that.
Yeah.
Or
Some garbage, yeah.
Some bullshit thing.
The chaplain charged into a single Thunderfire because I actually set everything out, measured out. So, hey, if you charge this, you're not going to be able to charge anything else. That's the way I laid it out. So chaplain charges in, takes 2 wounds from the Thunderfire cannon because he could still shoot him because of indirect fire.
Right.
The captain charges into the Whirlwind Scorpius, kills the Whirlwind Scorpius. It explodes,
Nice.
killing the chaplain.
Boo. Boo.
It's a bad
Why
trade.
would he? Okay, sure.
What are the odds on that? 1 in 6 that it's going to explode
Yeah,
and do enough damage remaining to kill the
but that's-
chaplain?
I don't know. Okay.
I mean, I was like this.
Yeah.
So Thunder.
hammered.
Yeah, it's very unlikely is what my Math Hammer app says.
Yes, exactly. So it blew up, and also did 3 wounds to the Smash Captain.
Wow.
Because of the way that I had it set up, his Consolidate could only hit one of my vehicles. So he consolidated into one of the Whirlwinds, and I was like, that's fine. My turn, I backed up and killed him.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then I killed him, and I was like, all right, those 2 guys are dead. How am I going to win this? So I ended up playing fast and loose with moving and keeping stuff moving around. Like moving guys, because the rhinos can go 12 inches.
When you say fast and loose.
Fast
Yeah.
and loose. Like my mom.
No, I mean do you mean like you're cheating? Or
Oh,
do you
yeah.
mean like you were just
If there's anybody at the table that I could not cheat, it would be Rob 100%. So
I think my favorite thing is playing Rob. Wanting to punch him in the face every time he says Master Artisan,
it's fucking garbage. Hate
which
that
is
so
just
much.
a garbage rule.
It's great for salamanders.
But 2, the thing I
deserve
hate
it.
more than anything is like I'll put all this mental work and like positioning and targeting and shooting, and I'm like, yes, I've killed 10% of his force. Fuck, what do I do with the rest of the army?
I got the 2 biggest threats. That's all I cared about. And then I started to pick apart his Primaris guys that are situating everywhere because I took Butcher's Bill, so I was making sure I was getting my 2 points.
That's such a great secondary I never took before. And now take almost every time. It's fantastic.
For a close combat army, it's hard to score early. The problem is sometimes I get a little, in the past I've been like, I take Butcher's Bill, and then I wipe out like half his army in the first turn and go, oh no, I have to be careful not to kill more than 2 things a turn from here on out, otherwise I will not max out Butcher's Bill.
You just have to count the units.
Yep. Right. So I ended up losing, but it was a close game, which Rob was like, wow, you're getting a hell of a lot better. I had a clutch moment where he charged another character that he had with a jump pack into a whirlwind, or no, into a tech marine. Sorry, it was a tech marine that was close to a whirlwind, so he could avoid the whirlwind's overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
I overcharged the plasma cannon on the back, rolled a 1, died. Rob couldn't charge, so he couldn't lock the only
charge target.
Because it was the only charge target, so he just sat there.
Oh.
So I moved the whirlwind into the corner of the ruins that it was up against.
Oh, a tactical move of sacrificing your own tech marine.
And rolling a 1.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that ploy of the Scorpius, too, where you roll the 6 and it explodes and kills a guy.
Hammered.
My thoughts on the matter were he had 2 wounds left on the guy. So
he's dead
well,
either
if you
way.
hit,
if I hit him,
sure.
Great. If I don't, I die. So, X
Win,
percentage.
win.
It was kind of win-win-win. Yeah. So I just nuked him with the whirlwind the next turn and was like, all right, cool. I managed to kill a couple more units, but I mean, at that point in time, I'd lost my Redemptors because I moved them too far out. And I moved one the right distance out to the one side of a building, center ruins, holding an objective where he couldn't actually see with anything except his line of sight, ignoring eliminators, and couldn't charge his chaplain dreads through the wall. So he was trying to walk around, and I kept moving so that he couldn't ever get. And you could be
like a really bad old silent movie comedy.
He's like
or a Benny Hill sketch.
I was just going to say it was like Benny Hill.
So I kept moving him around because he had that one marked for death. So I was like, this one's not able to be shot at. And the other one, I made the mistake of trying to get into his back line.
And he never mess with him in another man's back line.
You gotta mess right with it. You gotta go right in there and go deep.
Well, until you roll Whirlwind of Rage on a Thunderhammer and just fucking take out your Dreadnought, no problem.
Yeah. So he had 4 guys left in his intercessor squad when I charged it with the Redemptors to take it out, or charged it with this Redemptor to take it out. I landed 4 attacks and wounded 3 times. So the sergeant lived, turned around, and melted it. And I rolled 0, feel no pains. Like he did 2 more wounds than he needed to do. I needed to make 3 saves to not die. And it was like, oh, okay, so you did 16 damage to a Redemptor Dreadnought. Okay.
Yep.
16
So you're
dice.
saying
So
there's
should
a
make
chance.
3 saves, should be 0. All right.
Math hammered.
Exactly.
Yeah. Live by the math hammer, die by the math hammer. Real quick, that tournament, I played 1 game before I died a death and had to disappear.
Actually, I think we told you to go home.
Yeah. I won at 29-24, and my opponent learned that my army is stupid fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also not to leave Helldrake-shaped holes so I can reach out and touch 6 different tanks. Turn 1.
Dirty. Super dirty.
It was
that's hilarious.
It was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Game 2, I played against John Miller, who first...
No, those are both accurate.
Yeah, those are both accurate.
Yeah. Who claimed
It's more robot
immediately...
than man.
He had a Leviathan.
Oh.
Immediately claimed, well, I just brought a garbage list for fun, just to have fun. And I went, that's cool. I brought my LVO list, so let's see how this does against your garbage list. I deployed the whirlwinds up, did a bunch of... put all the Thunderfires in a ruin. The tiniest ruin I've
what was
ever
your
seen.
result against Rob? I don't think you said.
It was 31-23.
Good.
32.
Good. Nice high scoring defeat.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm getting better at losing with higher points. So
That's fair.
I started getting ready to pull it up, but I was like, it's too much work. So
I gotcha.
yeah.
Using Best Coast Pairings, the Best Coast Pairings app.
Oh,
is
wait,
if
shit.
you
the
have
Best
a sub.
Pairings app.
Dude, I'm
Oh, wait, no, there's no time for that yet.
So I played against Miller. I got to go first, and I just shot the ever living crap out of all of his stuff, and was trying to kill his Leviathan like an idiot, rather than the 2 repulsor executioners he had sitting back behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So with my last repulsor executioner, I unloaded on his, killing it. It blew up, took out Gabriel Seth, the captain, the Death Company chaplain guy that gives the buff to the Death Company, makes him really
using
good.
mob rules dice to guarantee 6s for explosions.
Well, if I rolled them, he rolled. I believe he rolled tactically perfect dice.
Ooh, those things are a lot of 6s.
Yeah,
man.
a lot of 6s. Should have rolled one of my mob rules dice. Probably would not have. Just did a ton of damage to stuff over there, and basically he was like, "That's it. I quit. I surrender." I was like, "All right, cool. Concede. Thanks. Give me your hand. Give me your hand." And 3 other people came over and were like, "No, don't concede." And I was like, "You people shut the fuck up," because I've never once conceded to Miller. And anytime he's like, "Dave knows you can't kill this jump chaplain guy who dies apparently to explosions from repulsor executioners."
Also really easily just to random chaos squads as well.
Right. Like I would never he could beat me for the rest of the times that we ever play. And I'd be like, "You remember that one time you had to concede against me?" "Yeah, well, I'm just using a fun list this time. But that time,
Oh no, just whenever I play John now, it's just gonna be like, well, it's just a fun list I threw together. It doesn't matter if it's like my primo exchange thing. It's just gonna be it's just a fun list. Just threw it together.
So he ended up sticking it out, and he brought in his golden wingy boys and the Sanguinor on his second turn after I'd pretty much he had his librarian dreadnought left. Was the only thing he had left on the table when he was supposed to bring stuff in. I almost boots on the ground him.
Nice.
But I just couldn't get that last wound off that guy. I was like, "Please die." The Sanguinor charges into a Redemptor Dreadnought. He charges the Golden Wingy Boys into 2 Whirlwinds.
The Porterary Guard.
The Porterary Guard. Thank you. Into 2 Whirlwinds.
Because Rob hates Sanguinius.
He
So always going to put his name in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
He fights with the Sanguinor, kills the Redemptor Dreadnought, who explodes, killing the Sanguinor. And half of the Sanguinary Guard, but none of the Whirlwinds because I was just outside of range of the explosion.
Perfectly.
That's
perfect.
some tactically perfect measurements.
Yes. The Death Company were engaged in the Thunderfire cannons and the Tech Marines on the backside, so I couldn't shoot them for 3 turns, but he also couldn't kill anything over there. There was a lot of, "Thunderfires have a 2-up? Fuck!
Man, you know who would have killed those Thunderfires really quick? Death Company Intercessors.
Probably.
Especially a guy with a Thunderhammer.
Yeah.
So the game ended up me tabling him by 4.
Well, it's a good thing he brought a trash list he didn't
Yeah.
really care about.
And then he quit and left, which was fine because it was fine. And then my final game was against Jake Grasser, who was
And
playing.
Dave, you won that game 30-12.
Thank you.
It's a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Well, I had Butcher's Bill on that one, so I was trying really hard not to kill everything unless I table him, because then you just get all your secondaries. And I played against Grasser, who was playing a Gene Stealer heavy Hormigaunt Tournament, Forces of the Hive Mind, small GSC group, and I tabled him as well.
As one is will to do against Forces of the Hive Mind.
Against something that who knew that if you had no shooting and you had to walk across the table to do anything to somebody and they had nothing but long range artillery.
Oh, I know that. That's how
probably-
I usually play.
I've played that game before.
Yeah, I've played that game lots.
I've never played that game. I'm always the artillery guy. That's how I like to play.
Yeah. Though I think my favorite game was my no gun list against Eldar. That was actually a super fun game.
Nice.
At Midnight Sun.
So I ended up taking third in that one, right, Danny?
Yep, you got third place.
Third place. It was fun. I learned a lot, mostly from my games with Rob, and then I abused what I learned. Every time I play, I need to play Rob at LVO round 1 so that I can.
I think the fact he's not going may hamper your ability to do that.
I don't know. What if I just get somebody to put on a Rob Gwinius mask?
I mean, you probably
Flowing
play Blood
locks.
You
Angels.
could just bring one with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So day 2, we went into the getting ready for LVO prep.
Yep.
We went into tier 1.
I stayed in bed and died.
Yeah, no, you weren't even talking anywhere.
Yeah.
It was like, I hope John is still
all
alive.
chats.
Anybody heard from John? No. Shit.
Oops.
All right.
My wife's like, did you do this one work thing you have to do every Sunday? I'm like, I don't care.
I don't want to anymore.
So I went into that game, that tournament, ready to rock. I drew Jared Long playing Ultramarines round 1 with a list that mostly aggressors. It was put together for him by Vanguard Tactics, and probably is a pretty decent list. Decent list. It's what he's taken to LVO.
That's good. Yeah, I think he's going to do good.
Yeah, he'll do well.
Yeah. Well, so we played and we got confused on something, and I ended up. It was the deploy all go first, and somewhere we got twisted and turned around, and I ended up deploying first, and he didn't seize, which just meant that all of his shit was going to die.
Cool.
But unfortunately, and I tabled him by 3. It was not, I guess, who knew that when you blow up all of somebody's repulsors and they have aggressors inside and they have to walk across the table towards you.
Yeah. Yeah, aggressors
I
are
knew
not,
that.
they're not fast boys whatsoever.
Yeah, no. So they ended up, I'd smoked him. And like afterwards, he just had this look on his face of like, what the fuck happened? And I'm like, oh, I'll tell you what happened. I went first.
Yeah.
If you go first.
Welcome
like,
to 8th edition Warhammer.
He said, so what if I'd gone first? I said, if you go first, you kill maybe both executioners. And I'm still 90% effective. We'll see what happens, you know. So, you know, it was something, the miscommunication with the deploy first was something that I wasn't even paying attention to. He's like, all right, you deploy first. I was like, all right, cool. So afterwards, he's like, oh no, I should have deployed first. And I was like,
well, all my shit's here already.
No, after the game, like after the entire tournament, he's like, hey, we did that wrong. I was like, how? He's like, no, you should have deployed second. I was like,
okay, but I didn't.
I was literally listening to you. I paid no attention to anything going on. You told me to deploy first. I deployed. Sorry, and I feel bad. I feel terrible because you know I'd like to fight that game again where he goes first. Because I feel like if I'm not going first against other Marine armies, I'd like to see what that, how I can survive that.
Did you go first every game that you played?
Let's see, who did I play next? Morse. Yes, I did.
Okay.
So then I played against Matt Morse, who was running Iron Hands, flyer list with a Leviathan Dreadnought, Ironstone. Yeah,
real dick list. Let me tell you that.
I remember playing against that list.
I probably should have won this game, but I panicked at a certain point and didn't do what I should have done.
Okay.
I completely forgot that whirlwinds are actually really fucking fast, and as Iron Hands, I don't get a minus to shoot them, so I should have been booking around the table. I took out 2.5 of Matt's flyers in turn 1, and killed some of his intercessors, his scouts, stuff, you know, or put wounds. Sorry, I didn't kill them completely, but knocked them down to like 1. So I could take them out next turn for my Butcher's Bill really easily, and I was paying attention.
It's real good because when I played Matt, I desperately hugged the drop pod and tried not to die.
But I couldn't kill the Leviathan Dreadnought.
You really have to concentrate on it if you're going to kill it.
Well, I did try to concentrate on it. I mean, after I took out some other stuff. So he deployed the Leviathan Dreadnought.
Then you didn't concentrate.
Hold on. No. You're not. You got to let me finish.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
So the number one target for me were the flyers in the first turn because the flyers could come over and shoot my shit. Whereas the Leviathan Dreadnought could not have line of sight to anything in my army for 2 turns.
Okay.
So, which meant that all I had to do was take out the threats that could get me right now, and it was going to take him 2 turns to even get line of sight on anything, so I'm not worried about it. There are 2 mistakes that I made in this game. The first one is when the Leviathan Dreadnought and nothing but characters were left, I moved my Chaplain Dread out from behind a building and shot at it, and if I'd hit it, could have done a decent number of wounds and possibly been able to finish it off with everything else in my army, except I rolled 2 ones to wound and went, that's cool. So, neat. And I moved it out with the intention of, if I don't kill it, I'm going to charge it. And that was the mistake I made. So, at this point, I have a Chaplain Dreadnought, everything. I've lost 2 Redemptors and a Repulsor Executioner. The other Repulsor Executioner is still at full health. So, and that's sitting in like World of Tanks position, rolling out slowly to snipe him as he comes around the corner. What I shouldn't have done was charge with the Chaplain Dreadnought. I should have left Matt the choice. Do I kill the Chaplain Dreadnought or do I kill the Repulsor Executioner? Because the Chaplain Dreadnought could have run around behind the Leviathan and engaged the two characters on the backside that kept healing him for a fucking turn on a D3 +1. It was every turn 4, and also the guy giving him the Ire Stone, which reduced the damage that he was taking. When I charged, he just obliterated him in Overwatch because I failed every single... I mean, he was at full health, and Matt did 10 damage to him, and I failed every single Feel No Pain and was like, that's cool.
So you learned to roll better dice.
Yes. So I need to get some dangly dice, apparently. The new set, not the old set, because the old set was hot garbage, but the new set...
I mean, they're all pretty garbage over there.
Well, when like I said before during Charity Hammer, when it takes you 8 people to run one podcast...
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
We only need 3. And even then, none of us are on all of the time.
That's our 2020 promise. Is to
2020 promise.
Is to miss less than 10% of the podcast.
And then, so there was a part of our Dangly Boys episode that was on. You got to listen to the little people, give them notes. But what was it? They made this little dig at us where they were like... oh, yeah, we don't script our intros or have fake ads.
Oh, yeah.
One, Seth, if that is your real name. We've been on your show. We've got your show notes. You read that intro word for word. For one is on your show notes. We don't script ours. And 2, people won't pay us money, so we have to make fake ads. It's better than dead air. Pay us money.
And to give people a break when they're tired of listening to us.
Right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I get tired
I
of
got the
listening
palate cleanser.
You want to run an ad for Dangly Boys? Just for you. Send me some copy. We won't play it.
Sure. We'll play it.
We'll play it.
Make it
We're
yourself.
nice guys.
Make it yourself or let us read it.
Oh, yeah,
Either one will be fine.
Let us read your copy.
Can't wait to listen to whatever you come up with.
But yeah, so how did that game end up there?
Well, I ended up
I just
losing.
remembered that Dangly thing, and it was quite irritating.
Oh,
They overestimate how much effort we put into this quite heavily.
All right. So due to
We're just this good naturally. Sorry, Dave.
Sorry, Dave.
All right, so due
Please
to
continue.
the character targeting rules, I couldn't target any of the 7 characters because Leviathan Dread was closer.
Sure.
That's my tactic.
Right. So if
The
I
old
used
Danny
the
special.
speedy freaking whirlwinds and just booked it across the table.
Into the Leviathan range.
No, the Leviathan. So think about
Charge. Oh man, actually that's not terrible. If you would have tri-pointed it with a bunch of tanks, that would have done work, man.
Yeah,
like
what's
it
it gonna
couldn't
do?
have done
Just-
anything.
He's going to use its shins to kick at you angrily for a bunch of turns.
no. So if I'd used the whirlwinds to move towards the characters, he hadn't moved in 2 turns. They would have been closer to the characters than the Leviathan Dreadnought because the way that he moved the Leviathan Dreadnought up and around the top half of the board, I could have done the exact same thing and just gone counterclockwise and been like snipe, and it was something I realized afterwards. So it's one of those things that I'm going to remember for LVO when, I lose the executioners and I need a little bit more firepower, or I need to get into a position where I can target something like that.
Open the nose tank and those whirlwinds.
Just book it.
Have them go.
Just go mad
Could
crazy.
drift across the table.
Yeah. So I ended up losing.
Fucking Katie and Drift.
Which was okay with me because again, I learned something.
Yeah.
I should have left 2 targets for the Leviathan, and then he could have only killed 1. So which one do you take out? Or I could have moved moved a turn, 2 turns sooner, and probably still won the game. I did tell the TO of that game though that if I wasn't playing for first after 5, I was going to drop just because I had a ton of other stuff I needed to get done.
I was going to say, so we're in typical Dave land right now. We're 1-1 after 2 rounds.
Right.
How did round 3 go?
So I dropped because I had
The old
laundry.
Quinnell.
Yeah. So I went 3-2 on the weekend. I have no doubt I probably would have won round 3, finishing at 4-2. So if that's any indication for what I can actually pull out at LVO, that's my goal is 4-2.
Good.
I mean, I'll probably be in the top 8, but
I finished.
I don't want to have my high.
I finished 1-5, which is exceeding my LVO expectations at this point. So I'm good.
I mean, Officially, you did, I guess, if you consider that by going home sick and dying, you got 5 losses.
But I did beat an AdMech list when I was dead.
I mean, technically, you finished 1-0.
Yeah. I'm undefeated last weekend. Oh,
Yeah.
can you say the same thing?
I cannot. No.
No, because you dropped at the wrong time.
No, I lost that first game. But I learned a bunch. I had a great time. I helped Cody get some stuff ready, so he could put a lot more effort into his brain bugs. I picked up.
He's made me really want to watch Starship Troopers again.
That stupid bug.
The brain bug.
Looks.
He's afraid.
His mouse scepter.
It's afraid.
It's going to look good. I can't wait for him to be top Tyranids at LVO, actually. Just top peer Tyranids, because everybody else will be running
Forces.
Yeah.
Forces.
Yeah. I can't wait to be top John.
Oh, nice.
You actually won't be.
No.
No. I know way too many other Johns spelled Jon that are going.
I could be
that are
the top
probably gonna be
Danny.
above
You could be. There's very
probably
many
will be.
Dannies.
Maybe. There's some good Dannies, though.
There's some good Dannies.
Yeah.
So, Danny, how was your weekend? You also played in 2
I played in
tournaments.
both tournaments, baby.
Yeah, you did.
So-
The one you tried.
Also, Danny and I did a video.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah.
We shot a review video for the new Psychic Awakening book, Ritual of the Damned. Is that what it's called?
It's called Ritual of Danny's Viagra.
Oh, no. Okay, Richard, I got real worried when I'm like, no, guys, these are review copies. We can't be getting the name wrong.
I just lost track of what the title was because
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with that. What the actual content is.
Yeah.
It's just talking about the.
It was
event.
it's
the-
Grey Knights, Dark Angels, Thousand Suns.
correct, but all armies that I love. So,
Yes.
very excited to do that.
Solid boosts, too.
Yep. So.
And go to the YouTube channel, watch the review if you haven't
Heck
yet.
yeah, you
Heck
definitely
yeah.
should. It's
do it
good
right
review.
now. We'll wait.
Yep. All right, now that you're back,
Yeah,
so
decided you didn't like it already.
Gotcha.
it's so bad.
I don't blame you.
So I played first in the Bogard Brawl out at MJ's.
Oh yeah, they did give it a fancy
They did
name.
give it a
That's
fancy
what
name.
all of them are going to be called from now on.
That's great.
I'm really
Really?
excited about
That's a
that.
good move.
Yeah.
Makes it really easy to find the tournament.
Yep. So first round, I played against Dave's second round opponent. So first of all, for this tournament, I brought my Iron Hands list for LVO.
Smart.
Just to practice it one more time. I've been practicing it a lot. I got some really good games at Charity Hammer, and now this. It's been a lot of good games over the last few weeks. So I feel pretty comfortable with it going in. So I promised the rest of my team that I wouldn't bring it to. So if I won on Saturday, I wouldn't bring it to the tournament on Sunday, just because, I got to give somebody else a chance to get some points for snakes. Unfortunately, Dave just quit.
Luckily,
after,
we all quit out, so we didn't get anything for snakes.
nice job, Dave.
Yeah.
So for round one, I played against John Miller and his Blood Angels. It was a joke list, right? This was I think pretty tough game for him. I ended up going first.
It didn't matter. You have him in your pocket. It doesn't matter. You could have brought just a Leviathan Dreadnought, and he still would have lost.
Yeah, I'm playing 1,600 points down.
I don't
It's a
remember
joke
who went
list.
first. Anyway, I went on my turn. My first turn, I know I killed a Repulsor Executioner and Gabriel Seth.
Oh,
Was it from the Repulsor Executioner exploding?
No,
God, that was so
I
sad.
just sniped him with snipers and then he died like a punk.
like a bitch.
I did.
God, why'd you let me
Real-
snipe you so hard? What a bitch.
Real men make their opponents' tanks kill their own dudes. Come on.
I did 4 wounds to him from one unit of eliminators, and then the other unit I just rolled. I only hit with 1, and then I rolled a 6 for the wound, and it was like, all right, we'll take a mortal, and he's like, I guess I'm dead then.
Like, I guess so.
Yep, I said, yeah, you sure are. Should have thought about that, bitch. So next. So anyway, his tanks were having a really hard time dealing with my flyers, which was good for me. He eventually managed to kill all my flyers. Like, my flyers die every game. It's like, whatever. But it wasn't enough damage to keep me from just destroying his army. His stuff came down in waves, so he came in with the Death Company first and then the Sanguinary Guard. He probably should have started the Death Company on the table and done the that Forlorn Fury or whatever, where they
the
move
jump.
up, before the game, and then try to get into my stuff. But anyway, he charged this full squad of Sanguinary Guard at my at my Assault Centurions when they were buffed with the +1 armor save, and fucking just bounced. So He killed.
So glad John doesn't listen to this podcast.
He killed like 2 of them, maybe. Like, so he killed 2 of them with the sanguinary guard. Then I interrupted, killed the sanguinor. and then with 2 guys, and the other guy punched four sanguinary guard to death too.
Is that cool?
It was like, oh no, this is awful. I'm like, nah, it's pretty rad, dude. Anyway,
we're super mean to Miller, considering he's like 90% of our sales of
merch.
of merch. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
He
that's
likes to support us with merch and ITC points.
Yeah.
so I won that
Oh,
game.
fuck you guys. That was a good joke.
Oh, I didn't think you were joking.
Yeah, I thought you were serious.
Serious.
All right, so I won that game 36-12. I picked good secondaries, I think, against Miller's army, and I have a lot of experience playing against Blood Angels, and that really came to the fore in this. Plus, my army's better than his. Second round, I played against Eric Bullerud. He had Eldar Flyers, so he was running.
That was my favorite Demons game from Midnight Sun.
Yeah.
Well, his list has changed. He's got
So he's got
fire prisms.
He's got 3 fire prisms, 3 night sprinters, 3 Crimson Hunter Exarchs, 3 of the, what are they called? The psychic plane.
Oh, the Wraith Fighters?
Yeah, Wraith Fighters. Hemlocks. Yeah. And then 1 Autarch.
That's it?
That's the list.
Huh.
It's actually a good list, I think.
Yeah. Those fire
it's
prisms are
hard
hard
to get rid of.
It really suffers from somebody who has good target priority. Like if you manage to kill everything he's got on the ground, then
That's a lot of stuff, though.
he ought to.
Did you go to the interact? Do the interact with the night spinners or the fire prisms to stop the strat?
Well, only 1 fire prism really has to expose itself.
Yeah,
Because they can then shoot through that fire prism to shoot whatever it wants. So it can be pretty hidden.
it's pretty good.
So this game was pretty much decided by terrain. I knew it was going to be low scoring if I won, and I had to keep my Leviathan Dreadnought alive, and hopefully he could just like hit my flyers pretty hard on the first turn and second turn, and then like I would have had 2 turns to like mitigate some of his damage. So unfortunately for me, I flew up the flyers. I got within 12 inches of him, so he didn't get cover anymore because he took the custom trait where outside of 12 inches they get cover. So all of his guys had a 2-up save. Well, the amount of 5s and 6s that he rolled for saves were super crazy hot. Like, so I think I killed 1 flyer on the first turn and got 1 down to 6 wounds with all 3 planes heading on 2s, rerolling 1s.
Dang.
Yikes.
And my Leviathan was out of range, but he managed to ace one. He managed to ace the 1 flyer that I actually killed with 300 killer rockets. So it was pretty brutal to not do much. And then on his return shots he was able to kill all 3 planes on the first turn. And I'm like, okay, well, I was hoping to kind of get rid of some more stuff than this.
I mean, did you tell him that? And then was his response like, "Get fucked, Danny"?
No, he's like, yeah, dude, my saves were crazy good. I said, yes,
Eric
yes,
being
they
such
were.
a goddamn gentleman.
He's a great guy.
Such a nice
How
guy.
dare he?
But he also had to move forward on his first turn, right? So then the Leviathan comes into the game.
Uh-oh.
Enter the Leviathan. So let me tell you, the Leviathan with +1 to hit is real good, because 1 gun arm on one of its storm cannons pretty much gets an Eldar flyer.
Yeah.
So
So you were given that was Chaplain Litany, right? That gives him +1 to hit.
no librarian power.
Oh, librarian power. So what were you giving to? How are you getting the planes down to 2? Ballistic skill 2.
Not moving and shooting at them with +1 to hit.
No, your planes. I mean, he doesn't
Oh.
suffer the minus for that, but they're space.
Well, they get
planes.
+1 to hit against targets
Oh,
with
okay,
fly.
that's where it is. Okay, thank you.
Oh, wait, sorry. So some of their small arms are hitting on 3s. Fair enough. And their Icarus hits on 2s.
Well, I thought maybe you were because you have to do your chaplain litanies at the start of the battle round. So if you have a chaplain,
I don't have a
sitting next
chaplain
to
in my army.
I know. Fuck. Never mind. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Damn.
So by the
Apology accepted.
Road.
So the Leviathan was an absolute fucking powerhouse in this game.
Shocking.
He pretty much won the game for me by himself.
This is where
Like just being able to kill stuff. He walked into the middle of the table and just kind of like spun around in circles like in a John Woo movie with
Boop,
doves
boop, boop,
flying
boop,
behind
boop,
him,
boop,
and he was
boop,
just
boop.
shooting down a flyer with
Oh,
each
like
one
in-
of his gun arms every
like in the
turn.
worst Matrix movie, like on
Yeah,
the
sure.
bridge.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I won that game just barely, 27-22.
Nice.
And then last round I played against Rob Porter. So Rob and I are perennial 3rd round opponents pretty much.
Especially when he fights me first round.
So in this game, I got first turn, so that was rough for Rob. And then Rob made a play that I think was a really bad idea. So what he did is he has his redeploy stratagem.
Yeah.
Right.
So he took. He had 2 units of eliminators in a building that were like maybe 18 inches outside of my deployment zone in a corner, and we had corner deployment. So this was secure and control. And he had 2 units of eliminators in there already, and then took a smash captain and another unit of eliminators and put them in there. So he had like full line of sight to all of my characters.
Mm-hmm.
So on my turn, like on my first turn, since I went first, I flew 2 flyers behind the building, Scorpiused away one of the units of eliminators that were blocking the captain, and then killed the captain with a flyer.
Yeah.
He also made a mistake, and he didn't put anything behind his chaplain dreadnought. And so so I was able to fly a plane behind his chaplain dreadnought, and I would have had, like, you could shoot it. And I'm like, hey, Rob, like, you made a mistake here. If you want to move a guy back or whatever, that's fine. And so he moved a scout behind his flyer or behind him so he wouldn't get shot. But I still moved there. So I just shot the scouts and killed them, and then did a bunch of damage to the chaplain dreadnought. I didn't kill it.
I mean, it sounded like sportsmanship at first.
It was,
and then it followed up with just goat
destroying him.
Yeah. Hey man, you could put some scouts in the way if you want. They're not. I can't shoot at the scouts. But if you want to move the scouts, so
thanks, man.
Can't shoot the chaplain dreadnought. Go for it.
I really needed the kill more points on that. Thank you for moving the scouts into line of sight.
Look at Danny. Danny is such a nice gentleman. Look at that sportsmanship.
I am a nice guy.
Why is he grinning like that?
Well, no, he made me do extra work to get the same result. So I had to waste shots on the scouts, which I normally wouldn't have shot. Anyway, so I think after the first turn, Rob was like, all right, well, I don't think I can win this game. And I'm like, it's going to be a real uphill struggle for you, buddy, to get past this, because I have my deployment zone screened off pretty well. And yeah, you're going to have a hard time coming back. He did some moves, and I made some mistakes to put him back into the game, wherein he blew up my Scorpius with his Devastator Centurions. And that kind of, I didn't move my Tech Marine with Thunderfire Cannon to block off the hole that left in my screening of my backfield. And so the next turn, he was able to deep strike 10 intercessors into my backfield, which was harsh. And then they killed my Tech Marine, and then that kills the Thunderfire Cannon. And so that was a whole thing that happened.
Yeah, sorry, he's learned that completely from me.
Oh, sure. Well, I made a mistake, so he capitalized on it, which was good.
No, I mean, like, killing the Tech Marine and, like, because
you mean the rules, Dave?
Yeah, one Tech Marine gunner can actually support three Thunderfire cannons.
Sure, I only have one Thunderfire cannon, though,
well,
so
I mean, that's probably why you lost this game then.
No, well, I mean, if I would have lost the game,
yeah, spoilers.
Yeah. So anyway, the Leviathan did a bunch of work this game too. He was killing some guys. He didn't kill a ton though. He killed like a medium amount, I would say.
Like he blew his wad in game 2, and then in game 3 he was I'm tired.
Just empty barrels.
He did fine.
You can't carry everybody every game. I'm just saying.
So I ended up winning this game 32-15. Got a good amount of points out of it, and then so that let me win the event, which was rad.
And you turned around and spent that money on your prize winnings on something.
Cult Terminators.
Yeah, I got 5 more Scarab Cult Terminators. That's right. Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome.
You needed.
I also have another $20 of store credit even after that. That was pretty good.
I have discovered that I'm sitting at $150 of store credit from placing 2nd and 3rd at tournaments out at MJ's that I keep forgetting about. And every time I go out there, I'm like, I'm out here to buy something. I pay cash, and then I leave and go, God damn it!
It's all right. I will spend that credit for you, Dave.
No thanks.
All right, so next tournament I played in the next day. I was like, all right, well, not playing Iron Hands again, so let's play something a little bit more fun. I played a Chaos Space Marine list. I played Night Lords and Thousand Suns. I played 2 Night Lords battalions and 1,000 Sun Supreme Command. So the cool things that I brought in my army, I brought 10 Warp Talons, I brought 10 Scarab Occult Terminators, I brought a Hellforged Leviathan. That guy's pretty fun. I just couldn't get away from Leviathan.
I know. I was like, when I saw your list, I was like, there's still a goddamn Leviathan in here.
But he's really good
Speaking
with
of
Night
which,
Lords.
I can't wait to build my the Leviathan you gave me.
Oh yeah.
So when we do our chaos stuff, like I'm finally gonna play with a Leviathan, and I'm gonna chaos him up first.
That's cool.
I'm like,
I'm gonna field a yellow one, so fuck you guys.
He's recently
as
turned.
long as you put a dick on it, it's fine. It's got to be green stuff dick.
Good.
So this list is a lot less good than my LVO
Well,
list.
you
It probably is pretty
You
good.
brought a list for fun. Let's be honest. A lot of people say, "Oh, I brought a fun list." I mean, those people are lying because they're tryhards. But you actually legitimately just brought a list you thought was fun. Like you
Yeah,
wanted to play.
it's got some cool tricks, and I think if I played it a lot more, I think I'll be really good at it because the Iron Hands have kind of made me atrophy as a player a little bit, so I need to play something that's a little bit more cerebrally intensive, I would say. Anyway, so I played this list. My first opponent was Matt Morse with his Iron Hands. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so this game, Matt did go first, which was a real bummer.
Man.
I mean, not for Matt.
No,
No,
for Matt it was
great.
good.
Yeah.
And I was in this game several times during the course of the game. I just couldn't quite seal the deal when I needed to a couple of times. I did some cool tricks, like where I locked up his units in combat with one of my Chaos Lords, and like sheltered a bunch of Smash Captains effectively, like in a unit of infiltrators, waiting to pounce on all of his characters.
Did they all just pull out their little close combat knives?
Well, infiltrators don't have good close combat weapons. They only have fists.
No, that's what I'm saying. But like your chaos guys were like, I'm going to
Oh, yeah.
pull out
No,
my close combat weapon. And
No, I threw rocks at him for sure, dude.
Death to the false emperor. Dunk.
but mainly those guys.
Yeah, but mainly those guys. I killed a plane with a Smash Captain on the first turn and then used a consolidate move to get into combat to lock up his squad of infiltrators. So I felt really good about that. That was a smooth move.
That's nothing compared to my favorite story from that game.
What was your favorite story from that game?
14 Death to the False Emperor attacks or something crazy.
No,
that
was from my game against Jared. That's the next game.
Oh, was that against Jared? I thought it was against Matt. I thought
No,
it was against Matt.
Morris. No. My one Chaos Lord with the Thunderhammer did a ton of work. He charged like from out behind walls and back again and that kind of stuff, and kind of ping pong through a big ruin on one of the sides of the table. And I was really able to leverage him. And if I would have put him in base with Matt's Leviathan instead of being like maybe an eighth of an inch out, so he couldn't heroically intervene 3 inches, I could have, because Leviathan has the walk away ability, right? But I had another Chaos Lord there, so and my Chaos Lord totally diced up his entire unit of infiltrators on his turn with his Demon Lightning Claws. Like that was no problem for him, right? I could have consolidated back into the Leviathan Dreadnought after he fought, so that I could have locked him back up in combat again, so he couldn't shoot on his turn at all, which would have been awesome, right? But because I left that, Matt was able to smartly play, though, heroically intervene his Leviathan Dreadnought an extra 3 inches away from me, so that when he did walk away, I couldn't consolidate back into him. So that was like a big misplay on my part, and that probably cost me the game, because he wouldn't have been able to shoot at one of my Chaos Lords, and then I would have had my way with his Leviathan Dreadnought because I'd already killed the Ironstone and the Tech Marine that was close to him. So I think I would have wrecked the Leviathan. So my bad. So I lost that game pretty badly at that point. I lost it 28 to. Oh no, that's round 3. I lost that game. It was way worse than that.
Spoilers.
It was 11 to 34. Oof. It's pretty bad. And that's okay. Next game I played against Jared. Jared's list, it was the
Ultramarines, the aggressors.
You played Jared first round? Okay, yep. So we played, our table was a little bit wonky. It had we have this set of terrain at the store that's kind of like a ruined highway that's broken up into sections that goes over the...
Yeah.
And so that was the centerpiece. It looks amazing, but it's really hard to play narrative,
but terrible for... Yeah.
So we put a couple of L's in there, and when we were defining terrain, I said that they were ruins, and he's like, okay. And I don't think he really thought about what that meant, because like my characters could charge through the wall, or my units could charge through the walls and stuff. So...
Oh, yeah, no, you put L's on the table, I'm going to tell you they're Nova walls, and they were going to...
Well, Nova walls you can move through, so...
I thought Nova walls you couldn't move through.
Maybe 2 years ago.
Well, that's Get with the times, young man.
And we were practicing
all
for
the
LVO,
cool young kids
so
play.
We wanted to play walls that like we were going to see.
Okay.
Which is fair, and we should start playing those as ruins more because they're as dumb as Nova walls. Anyway, so we played Hammer and Anvil deployment again. So this is my second game with Hammer and Anvil deployment, which was less awesome. for my assault army.
I feel your pain.
You don't like starting as far away as possible from your opponent?
The only thing
Weird.
worse than hammer and anvil is pointy hammer and anvil.
Yeah, word. So I managed to get first turn. I didn't go first. I went second, but he couldn't really shoot a lot of my army just because it's all characters or hidden.
Yeah.
And so first turn I like ran everything out. Like, so I was like, all right, deal with all this stuff, please. And he did. He killed all that stuff. But on my second turn, my first turn, I was able to warp time a guy up and get into his Thunderfire cannon with my Chaos Lord with the Thunderhammer.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, in this scenario, I was unable to kill the Thunderfire cannon with a Chaos Lord with 6 attacks hitting on 2s with the Thunderhammer. That was big sad.
Sometimes did he have Mark of Zinch? That sounds like a Mark of Zinch thing.
He was Slaanesh, and he was strength 10 with 7 attacks. So
bigger Satch from Bone Sound.
yeah. So that was kind of a bummer. But I did hop over and then lock the Tech Marine in combat with the Night Lord stratagem. And so I had the Thunderfire Cannon, 2 repulsors, and the Tech Marine all in combat with him. So he was going to have to move around or do whatever to shoot at me, which was great.
Yeah.
And then what happened next? He got out of combat with me and then shot a bunch more of my stuff. And then turn 2, I came in with all of my reserves. So a full unit of 10 Scarab Occult and and my unit of Warp Talons. I played the Warp Talons poorly, I would say.
Okay.
I lost some of them for some reason, like from assault, from something. I lost them stupidly, and it was embarrassing.
Then you deep struck and did the charge thing so they couldn't overwatch, or
Yeah, they can't overwatch when they charge. And I charged in and got into combat with a bunch of repulsors, and I killed one with the Warp Talons.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh, they're good at that, man, for sure.
What's the strength on the weapons?
Strength 4.
So you just rolled well then.
Well, no, they wound on 5s, and they're prescienced, so they were hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, and they have Death of the False Emperor on. Sorry, I also give them +2 to charge and another +1 to hit. So they were +2 to hit. So they were Death of the False Emperor on a 4, and they were wounded on 5s, rerolling fails because they're lightning claws.
Right.
It's just a lot of attacks.
Yeah. Okay.
Bucket o' dice.
Yep.
I mean, how many Feel No Pains did he make?
None, because he was playing Ultramarines.
Oh, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he
should be
just
playing Iron
cheated and changed his chapter tactic like halfway through the game, it wouldn't be an issue.
So eventually, all of his dudes got out, right? Of the transports, because he had a big unit of 5 aggressors and 2 units of 3 aggressors. And he had his unit of 5 aggressors, and he was moving it towards one of the objectives that I was hard holding, right? And I had my last Chaos Lord with the Demon Lightning Claws, and he got prescienced and then warp time, so he jumped behind a building and then charged them from outside of line of sight, so they couldn't overwatch me. And I rolled a 6 for the amount of attacks, so he was rocking 12 attacks,
Wow.
I think.
Okay.
And he was hitting on 2s, rerolling fails, Death of the False Emperor on 5s. I got 6 extra Death of the False Emperors. And so he got 18 attacks and just diced five aggressors, no problem. And he was like, oh God. which was totally rad. That was
statistically this shouldn't happen, but I'm actually very happy that it is.
I don't know. It's probably not that far off, but it was really good. It was good dice on my part for sure.
Yeah.
So I kind of hid behind this bunker with this squad of 6 cultists that were left, and it hid 3 characters that I had plus another character that was holding an objective somewhere else, and he couldn't shoot at anything because I killed his indirect fire, and so it was it was really rough for him. He was really having a hard time with the character role because I was really abusing it. So
I did that in my game where the guy was like, I got your warlord down to 1 wound. I want to get my old school point now. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to hide my warlord in a bunker for the rest of the game in front of 40 cultists. So sure. Yeah.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Good luck with that. So I barely pull out the win here. I won this game 21-20.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I wasn't convinced I was going to win. I didn't really care. I was just having fun. And then last game I played against Kevin. Yeah, that was a great game. Man, Kevin rolled like a god in this game. I'll tell you that. Like his aggressors hitting on 4s were hitting on like 2s. Like he would make 16 attacks with his aggressors and get like 12 hits on 4s. It was like, oh, okay, cool, dude. I guess I'll just die.
Sure.
So needless to say, like this was a game where combat went back and forth a bunch. I really abused the drop pod rule because he had a drop pod full of veterans that came down and blew up. They didn't actually even kill a 5-man unit of Chaos Space Marines. And then I
nerf Chaos Space Marines. Then Jesus,
I death hexed them because they had a bunch of storm shields.
Ugh.
And then shot them with I had a unit of 5 Havocs with Gatling cannons, and I just ended them. And then this game was a bunch of trading back and forth between these big units and me trying to desperately pull some stuff out. I made some like bad calls, like, and so I need to play better.
It's been a long time since you played Chaos.
It's been a long time since you've had to think.
Sure, that was definitely the problem. Yeah. No, I mean for real.
Yeah. Like what? I don't just roll dice at this unit and it goes away.
This is bullshit.
This game sucks ass.
So like I brought in my Warp Talons and I forgot about Auspex Scan, which was like a really dumb move. And so like,
how close were you to the aggressors?
Like 9 inches away.
Okay.
The legal amount of distance away.
So what I should have done is just played it a little bit differently and dropped behind a building, and I would have been fine. But I wanted to punish myself for making a mistake. So he killed 5 of my Warp Talons when they came down, which was kind of a bummer.
Good spend of a CP though.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure. For him, it was a good choice. It was a good play. And so they charged into a repulsor and killed it, which was dope.
I mean, probably not from Kevin's point of view, but
Warp Talons.
Yeah, 5 Warp Talons. They get the job done.
If I was making a video, this is the part where I would put up a Warp Talon sold out sign.
So this game went back and forth a ton, like, between points, like where I was holding more stuff and killing more stuff and he was doing better. And then by the end of the game, it ended in a tie, 22-22.
Oof.
So, but you a great game. It was really fun.
Well, what is it with you and ties?
What do you mean?
You seem to draw a lot.
It's the only thing he knows how to draw.
No, dude, it's when I'm losing, I start playing to the mission, and I that like evens up the score. I usually have like a really great last turn too, where it's like, all right, well, I got like
pull
4
11 points out your ass.
Yeah, something like
turn.
that. Yeah. So I got 8th out of 16, which was cool. I was happy to do that. To go
John position.
Yeah, there you go. Just kidding.
Yeah.
It was a snake position.
Where did I finish at?
Dave, you finished last.
Yeah.
Just kidding. You didn't.
I was like,
last.
I know I didn't finish last.
Quitters never win.
Dave, you finished 11th place out of 16.
And I only had to play 2 games.
Yep.
That sounds like a win to me.
That's exactly right. I got
beautiful. And then Matt, of course,
Matt did end up winning that tournament.
Won it after handing you guys your butts. So now that's all 3 of us that he's spanked with his Iron Hands list. Feels bad, man. Feels bad.
I don't know. As an Iron Hands player, I think it feels good. As long as Iron Hands are winning, I don't care.
It's fair. Yeah. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Dude, I'm the best. I took first place at another tournament.
First off, stop with the thunder and lightning. You don't impress me. And second, let me check out the BCP rankings. And I don't see you on there.
What?
Your TO needs to download the Best Coast Pairings app and run events on it. After the event, the results are uploaded into BCP rankings, and the best part, it's easy and free.
But I play multiple game systems.
No big deal. The BCP app can be used for any game. A ton of events every weekend are using it, from major international tournaments to local stores. And now that it's available on Android devices, you're going to have some serious competition.
There can be only one.
BCP Rankings is a fun and exciting way to measure how you or your team stack up. No matter what you play, your score goes to an overall ranking, or compete to be the best in a game, a circuit, a region, or the world.
Download the app or visit www.bestcoastpairings.com for more info.
Best Coast Pairings.
Are you the best?
Hey boys, Vegas is
Vegas.
now.
I've been prepping.
We're in Vegas
I've
now.
been sitting at home,
technically,
like
I always
making
get
it rain.
confused when like we radio show it and we pretend like we record and release live. And dates are confusing and hard. But yeah, by this point,
Just like Dave's mom.
confusing and hard. I guess it would be confusing.
Yep.
But yeah, so
Hard? What?
right now
So-
we're all in Vegas.
Well, Boney did.
Yeah, well, we're not. If you're listening to this, we're not all in Vegas. We're pretty close, though. I'm in Vegas.
That's fair. Danny and I fly out 6 a.m. Thursday morning.
Man, what a great flight.
What a great flight. Flight of champions.
I mean,
and me.
at least you all booked first class. So we're
No,
all flying
God, no.
first class, right?
No.
John, you don't have a middle seat, do you?
No, my new svelte frame
Actually,
can
one
take
of the
an
new-
aisle seat
Oh,
really
nice.
easily.
I can do an aisle seat and coach.
Yeah.
One of
I'll
the
sit in
things
coach.
that actually that Danny and I paid for extra out of the Patreon was to make sure you got stuck in the middle seat. So
We bought all the other seats.
You guys paid extra to make sure I had a shitty seat.
we called the airline.
Joke's on you, I lost a third of my body weight this year.
Joke's on you. We got two people that should have actually had paid for 2 seats to sit on either side of you.
Oh no, I could never middle seat. But yeah, we are tracking down to Vegas. We're going to be there for the GW preview show Thursday night.
Oh,
Some Age of Sigmar tech lists, Danny. Some new,
I'm very excited
some
about
new,
that.
some new owls. I'm excited about that. There.
Yeah, elves are cool.
At this point, I just kind of want to know what they're going to do for Chaos. Because last year they surprised us with Abaddon.
So last year was Abaddon. Year before was
Knight, the Armiger.
the Armiger. Yeah.
yeah.
So what's this year? So we already know tech lists and L's for AOS are going to be a pretty big thing for the AOS part
I feel
of it.
like other than just saying, guess what's coming next for, because I've already previewed the AdMech flyer.
Well, they might preview other AdMech stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
If they
AdMech-
come out with something else for
I think
AdMech,
it'll be
who
like
knows?
the next.
I want it to be something bigger than just the next Psychic Awakening. Because
maybe
we
the
all know
next
Psychic Awakenings are
2
coming,
Psychic
right?
Awakenings.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
Maybe.
just something fancy. And I really don't want it to be for Marines. Sorry, Marine players.
I mean, it might be. Who
I
knows?
hope it's something for Necrons. That'd be cool.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
Silent King.
If
If they could do a Silent King, then that would be great.
I'd be that's at the top of my wish list.
That'd be very, very cool.
I want this. I want it to come out that as long as if you field the Silent King, you can actually also play Necrons and ally in Tyranids.
Yeah. So according to a new fluff piece in the new White Dwarf, from kind of like the Elder Scrolls, not the cool game ported to everything we know, but kind of Eldar texts. They've retconned it so the Silent King didn't go and mope off to the edge of the galaxy and complain. He went off to the Eastern Fringe and bio-designed the Tyranids and then turned them loose on the galaxy, which is a way more baller move.
Yeah, dude.
Wasn't it that he found them and adapted them to
No.
wipe out life?
Nope, he
Like
built
he
them.
found them out there? All right.
I don't know.
I bought the White Dwarf, but I haven't read it
Yep.
yet. So.
I believe the thing is like he designed them to kill every single Eldar and living thing, so his little robot boys can rule over Ash, which is way cooler and way more mustache twirly, which is what Necrons are and should be, than just oh man, look at this, we're losing, all my friends are dying, I'm gonna go sit in a fucking planet in nowhere for 3 years like Luke Skywalker.
Harumph.
Someone comes up with a gauze blaster and he just throws
so-
it away.
Oh, so what you're saying is that the original Necron lore was written by Rian Johnson, and then
My expectations were subverted when it's hinted the Tyranid thing. Like honestly, that reignited a lot of my interest in like 40k lore in general because it's such a cool baller idea.
It'd be cool. It's a cool twist for sure.
I mean, it's a cool twist. It's like very Halo-y and Star Wars-y and like all the best parts of that. And kind of just 40k eyes. So very excited about that.
yeah, I'd love to see something cool, something nobody's expecting. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, I think there is going to be something no one expects. Hopefully not like a Necromunda bounty hunter, but you know.
Who's a Necron?
Who's a Necron?
Necromunda bounty hunter.
Oh wait.
Don't even let's just give Danny a moment of silence to think about what he's done. No,
There
don't
we
give
go.
him that. No.
Yes, I win again.
Was it so then Friday, Saturday, all three of us going to be
Yeah,
playing in
okay,
the
boomer.
40k championships.
You're allowed to say that now.
Yeah,
Actually.
know, right?
you are. So 40k championships for all of us Friday, Saturday.
Dave will be doing a flag burning ceremony outside because he hates America.
No, what I
No,
want to.
I vetoed that one. That's vetoed. That one.
So just to mute people real quick, just to point something out here. If we were to say something like Dave hates America, and that Dave would rather die than say that they loved America, we are not allowed to say that anymore because it is factually incorrect. Like we can't say that because it's not true. You vetoed that. You didn't want people to know that you hated America.
No, I don't want people thinking I hate America. That's the last thing I need when I go to LVO.
Sorry, Dave. I forgot that's what you vetoed.
I vetoed that. Asshole.
It's our old brains not remembering.
Yeah, sorry, dude. You got to give us.
God
We
damn
were
it.
raised at a different time. Like,
You'll catch Dave slowly getting a coronary at Blue Ribbon Chicken most of the time.
it won't be slow.
No. Super fast.
You'll
It'll
be
be
catching.
sudden and hard.
You'll catch me getting confused looks from servers when I ask for a vegetarian option.
You'll actually see, if you're looking for me on Sundays, I might actually be paint judging the doubles tournament.
Ooh, look at you.
Look at you.
Kenny Boucher was like, I'm looking for people that are interested in judging the paint competition. And I said,
Are willing
I
to be
joked.
verbally abused by me and Danny.
I joked and was like, man, I could royally fuck those guys. It'd be awesome.
Just give me the best score you can.
Yeah.
A 0? That's the best I got.
No, that's not the best. That's the worst.
No,
you're
that's the best score
getting
I
confused.
can give. No, you asked me to give you the best score I could give you, and that score, the
that's
best score
fair.
I can give you
That's fair.
is a 0.
Well, a paint judge for that team tournament that Danny and I are taking part in needs to
second
have
opinion.
just
I was actually
really,
surprised.
really strict like ability to take just a ton of abuse. Danny and I, very sore losers in any metric.
The amount of salt that's going to get thrown out. Because, first of all,
You're
I'm not
gonna
saying
make
I won't
Rob
be
Baer
hungover,
judge
but I
us,
very
right?
well could be hungover.
I'm not going to say that I'll be
very hard.
hungover that day, but I will be wearing sunglasses inside for a large portion of it.
Yeah, I'm a little sad that I after you guys were talking about doing the doubles tournament, I was like, oh man, I bet I could find a doubles partner if I
You
really
could,
wanted
Cody.
to.
Probably.
No,
Do it.
Cody is like, nope, get fucked. Because I was like, dude, why don't we'll just half our armies? We'll
Do like, bitch, I painted your Ripper
Cody.
Swarms.
What a fucking champ,
He
dude.
was like, he's like, no,
Just
get fucked.
eat a dick.
I was like,
I'm
think
not
about it
doing
though. You just bring Exocrines and Hive Guard, and I will
Oh,
bring
man.
just Whirlwinds and Thunderfire cannons.
Hey,
And
just-
that's it.
So if you want to play in the team tournament and you don't have a partner, let Dave know and he'll adopt you like a puppy.
Yep. Well, hold on a second.
Okay.
Are you sure you're not going to be busy? Like, because I heard that on Sunday you were going to go to the animal shelter and put down dogs. Because I know that's one of your favorite, like, activities
No, I said
to
I was
do.
going to put down Sean Naden,
Oh,
the abused puppy.
Oh.
Yeah.
no, that's a different shot.
Oh, is it different? Well, sorry. I'm going to put them both down. 2 for 1
cool.
at
2 for 1.
at Dave's. I'll be at Dave's Animal Shelters.
Oh.
So not like
First
a puppy
shot is-
that Dave adopts. So let's
Right.
just be very clear. He will not be that kind of puppy.
Hey, I'm going to be muting the microphones here for a second. No actual puppies will be put down by Dave
Put words in my mouth.
at any point during this thing here. Good Lord.
That's actually not true. If this my dog keeps annoying me, she might be getting put down. She'll at least be catching some fists.
50% of our audience are animal lovers. The other half are our families. Jesus Christ, Dave.
That's okay. My sister hates the dog, so it's fine. When she listens, she'll be like, "Yeah, it deserves." No, I wouldn't. I love the dog. I
Okay,
just wish
cool.
she wouldn't lay on me while I was trying to sleep.
Cool. So Forge World Boot's going to be there. That's
yeah,
cool.
sure will.
Super excited
Dude,
for that.
So there's
Super-
no new event last year.
I
they
don't give a
talked about
shit.
that.
I don't give
Well,
a shit. It's
so-
not
okay.
putting down dogs, so I'm going to move on to talking about it.
Hold on. So last year they had the only available at Forge World. The first time you could buy them was the Jump Pack Custom boys.
Oh yeah, those
yeah,
guys are cool.
yeah.
And so I've kind of been hoping that there was
Maybe
some
there'll be
sort of
something there.
special like first
Oh,
time
maybe.
available thing.
Maybe
but I
there'll
haven't-
be
I haven't seen anything yet.
Chaos Student and a band. Oh, they don't make a model for that.
I need to. Ooh, shoot! I did say I was only going to buy Ford if I could buy the Forge World Index of Stardust because I don't own that. And I feel like I should own it.
Probably considering
I
how
probably need
shitty
to
army
pick
is
up-
Forge World.
Two models.
Yeah, half the shitty parts of your army. That's what I said.
Currently coming next season though, nothing but Forge World.
Forge World, the army.
Oh, Death Corps. Cool.
What elites from Forge World can I get? Let's see,
Space
just,
Dreadnoughts.
yeah, just Chaplain.
Chaplain Dreadnoughts are HQ choices.
No, I know.
And you can't get those.
No, I'm trying to.
Contempt or Dreadnoughts.
That's not true. All Chaplain Dreadnoughts are Forge World, okay? They no non-Forge World ones. They'll check the numbers. They'll find out that they've sold as many as will be at LVO, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure over the lifetime of the model.
Yeah.
Every actual sold Chaplain Dreadnought is going to be in it.
Yeah,
I might
Squad
pick up
Marks.
that Chaos Sorcerer.
Squad Marks is going to be there.
The Terminator one.
Oh yeah, he's rad.
Oh, yeah, he's a good model.
Super good. Yeah, Squad Marks is going to be there. I'm going to pick up a bunch of their stuff.
Oh,
'cause
yeah, I should get stuff
I'm
on
actually
there.
I'm
Love
totally
their
picking up some
stuff.
Squad Marks as well.
I have them in all my cultists. It actually does make it super easy to kind of organize my hordes, and even deployment was a lot quicker because I'm not trying to figure out how many guys I have or who goes where.
It's just
yeah.
there,
Just
boom, boom, boom.
there,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
We're doing that. Hopefully, still doing that Chaos build afterwards.
Hell yeah, we are.
Having,
Yeah.
that's
Got
I
that
need
great
Squad Marks
unclean
for
one
that.
over there waiting for it.
I don't even
Oh,
see a
man.
great unclean one over there.
Yeah, it's boxed up and ready to go, so I don't cheat.
Oh,
like
it's
you
still
guys
in the
bitched,
box. My bad.
like you guys bitched about last year when
You
you went to LVO and
we-
I didn't.
Fucking had a fucking.
When Dave starts making noise like that, that usually means that he's going to set a fire. So
Yeah.
if you hear him start making a noise like
But-
that at LVO, just watch him and
But-
take any kindling out of his
explode.
hands.
And per his veto, it does not mean that he hates America.
Right,
That is not a sound he makes.
does start fires.
That's a millennial thing to do.
Oh man, yeah, it is.
God damn it!
This is maybe my favorite bit that we've ever done, by the way. This
what
might be better than the additions.
I'm a little mad
so.
that I vetoed it, and you keep bringing it up.
Well, I want to point out that we're not allowed to say it.
You're not allowed to say it.
You're not allowed to
you
say
know what?
that you hate America, regardless of your actual feelings on America.
I can't wait for us to be in the strip club for you guys to say, "We just listen."
This guy hates
Sapphire.
America but loves titties.
Listen, Sapphire.
He vetoed that, I think.
He doesn't. He loves titties. I'm not going to say he hates America because he told me I wasn't allowed to.
Now listen, Cinnamon.
Okay, Jasmine. Here's the deal. Jesus Christ!
Oh,
how
man.
come the strippers keep slapping me?
Try
I will
loving
pay you-
America a little bit
I will
more.
pay you $5 for each one of you who slaps Dave in the face.
That better not come out of the Patreon fund.
No, that is absolutely coming out of
No.
It's the we're gonna put a new donation level monthly to have strippers slap Dave in the face.
That's a $5
It's
donation.
a $5 donation right
You
there.
still get all the same access to the great
He's gonna be
stuff
real
you get.
disappointed when it's just his mom slapping
Plus a
himself.
video, plus a video of John
Doing
John
what she
filming
could
Dave
never
getting
do.
slapped by strippers.
Oh, you're not allowed to film in those places, Dave.
No,
Not openly.
no, we've tried. Yeah, so we're all in Vegas right now. If you see us in the street, come up and say hello.
I'll be wearing a Mob Rules t-shirt.
Yeah.
I need to go get mine made tomorrow.
That's good. Yeah, you should probably get on that.
Should probably take a lunch break and go do that tomorrow. But we'll be merched up. Come and say hi.
Hopefully, I'm almost out of. I mean,
I got a stack of stickers to give out.
We got
Yeah.
stickers to give
I think I
out.
gave John like 20 and 20.
We got nothing else really.
have
Smuggle
40.
us in booze.
Okay.
All kinds of fun stuff.
Or don't.
Or don't. Yeah, please don't follow the building guidelines immediately.
hard wink.
Hard.
Is that what that was?
Oh, you'll never be able to tell.
It may be deeply uncomfortable.
Well, then it was a hard wink, I guess. So I guess we'll just wrap it up here. We'll see you when we see you at LVO. We're going to be recording a lot of content down there, hopefully, and then we'll be back in 2 weeks.
We're going to record a lot of content Thursday night. And then after that, content recording is going to go out the window, I have a feeling.
Cool. That's a good 2 weeks worth of
yeah.
content.
Yeah, dude.
We're good on that. So yeah, make sure your Chaplain Dreads have wings and your Thunderfires have things. For Mob Rules, I've been John.
I've been Danny.
And I've been Dave.
Now that we have finished the highlights on this glorious Imperial night, we can start painting some freeform knightly house symbols. I prefer mine to be House Griffin, but you can feel free to paint anything you want. So long as it's a loyal House of the Imperium. But for this step, we're going to start with a Stratum Grey. Just water it really down and lay out your designs. Just nice, easy strokes. And remember, there's no mistakes, just happy little accidents. happy little accidents. Just let the brush flow and take you wherever it wants to go. And there we have it, the outline for a nice, clean house. Griffith symbol? It's a chaos symbol! Ah! Join me next time when we will be painting some glorious Bretonians for the great Gretonian Empire. What's that, Peachy? They no longer make Bretonians? Son of a...
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulties.